If you're going to grow your garden in an outside plot, there are a few key things to think about to pick the right spot for your garden. We'll explore container gardening in just a little while.
Now in selecting a site that, as I said, is ideal for backyard garden, one of the main things that you need to ensure is that the area receives at least 6 hours of sun. Why? Because in backyard garden, most of what we plant is vegetables, right? And actually all crops need at least 6 hours of sun in order to produce well. We also need an area that it will not be disturbed by traffic. And when I say traffic, I mean people walking along, animals walking, and so forth. You don't want to select an area where people have to walk through your garden. You also need to select an area that you have easy access to water. Right? So instead of selecting a plot that you're going to have to walk with your bucket of water or your watering can to water the crops, you need somewhere that is close by to either a tap or a watering tank. Right? So those are some of the ideal things that you need to consider in selecting the perfect plot. Now this is another ideal spot for growing vegetables. Because what you realize is that here we're receiving the 6 hours of sun. We have easy access to water, but the difference here, this is not the outdoor aspect. Here we're doing it in containers, because if you even look at here at the June plum, if you realize it's an old bath, right? So it's just emphasizing stuff that you can grow your vegetables and so forth within potted containers. But we'll discuss more of that as we go along. Now in selecting your plot, one thing you need to ensure is that all debris are removed, because you don't want, one thing that we have identified is that these debris will serve as a habitat for your pests, and that's one thing that you don't need on your site. So all of these debris is old sticks. You're going to remove them from the plot. Old sticks and stones, you remove them. Remove all of these. You don't need these in a plot, because as I said, these will serve especially with these woods. We have the species, insects like crickets and so forth, like these. So they hide in there in the day, they actually live in there, and afterwards, in the night when you go to your bed to sleep and so forth, they come out and enjoy your crop. So tomorrow you wake up crying. Also, other debris that such as glass, plastic bags, other plastic containers, please remove all of those, because it's not healthy. It's not ideal for your crop. So you want to select a site that is totally free of debris. All you need to have on the site is just a soil. In preparing the land, what you need to do is ensure that what we call plowing, we do some plowing of the area. Right? So you're going to use the fork itself to actually till the soil. So what you do, you're breaking up the particles. So you encourage aeration, and you're allowing the insects, the bad pests that is in the soil to be exposed, and eventually you'll disturb the habitat, right? So you need to ensure that you fork the land at least a foot deep. And I said again, depending on your soil type, whether clay or sand or silt, it depends on what we call the toughness of the soil. So you need to ensure you plow it. This is actually a clay loam. But you realize these thick lumps. And let me identify something here for you. You see here? That's an earthworm. And once this is present, it means that your soil is perfect for plant growth. It shows that there is some level of nutrient that is available. So when you see those, especially for the ladies, don't be scared. It's actually a good thing for you. Realize how dark looking the soil is. Very rich. But please, I encourage you, before planting or anything, do a soil test. Call Rural Physical Planning Division and get them come and take a soil sample. I give you an idea of exactly what you need. See again? Earthworms. It's not snake. So this is what you want. This is what you love. So you encourage these. You don't kill them. These actually break down the dry wood, the dry grass, the dry leaves. It breaks them down to form the organic matter that you need. So you just throw it back in the soil. Just ensure you have your gloves, so don't be scared. These are bugs. They can affect your seedlings. So you destroy the habitat for them. So you encourage them to run, right? Or if not, when we do the soil solarization here, it actually kills these. So that's what plowing also do. So you want to use this soil and bring it to an area where you build your raised beds, or you're going to plant in container. You need to sieve the soil. Why? Sieving helps to break up the particles, and it also helps to remove those large boulders, such as the large stones and so forth, from it. So you want to ensure that you get the soil as the particles as small as possible, but not too small. So in other words, you're creating a condition to look like if the soil is not loamy, you're creating that loamy condition. So let me just demonstrate now to you how you'd actually do your sieving. In sieving your soil, you need, what we have here is a hog wire. You can use a hog wire. If you have other things like your window screening and so forth, it's fine. It's ideal for sieving. But what you need to do, ensure that especially the hog wire is placed at a 45-degree angle. Right, you can use a stool like what I have here, stones, sticks, or just against the wall, just to serve as a brace while sieving. Now what you need to do, have your soil, right? So all you need is just a spadeful, and you throw one at a time. So what you realize is that the soil, most of the soil is passing through, but the bigger stones or gravel that you don't need in your pot, it's actually being guarded from going through. So you want to do that for all of your soil as much as you're going to need. So you see here, so what we have now is a separation of the bigger stones against the soil, which have a few gravels there, which is ideal for aeration, right? So this is what would be now suitable for you to put in your raised beds or your container. So this is your potting soil. After sieving, what you need to know is to add your manure and your gravel to the soil in order to have the soil in such a balance where you have good aeration and good water holding capacity. So the manure itself will aid in the water holding capacity and also adding organic matter to the soil, while the gravel will serve as to help in the aeration and the porosity of the soil. Now this is ideal, this is for potting. If you're not doing container gardening and you're going out more into an open area, what you'd use is actually 1 kilogram of a chicken manure to a 1 square meter area. Or if you're using cow manure or goat or horse manure, you use at least 4 kilograms of that manure to the square yard. Reason being that, remember, as we discussed before, the chicken manure is much stronger as it relates to the ammonia level, right? So it will actually burn the plant if you put too much. And remember, allow the manure to break down, or some persons will say mature, for at least 3 weeks before planting. What we're demonstrating there is for potting, when you're planting in containers and so forth. So for the open area,